Thank you. The link will be posted on the county webpage that we have created for these engagement sessions. If you have not had the opportunity to, let me post it here on the chat. It's a link to the county webpage for the community engagement sessions that we have created. So any future recordings, the summary of the feedback that we will be gaining from the community sessions will be posted all on that county website. So I did post it out in the chat if you don't have the link to that page. My name is Karen De Mijango, and I am the regional manager at the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services in the north part of the county. I would like to briefly introduce the team that has made this session happen. We could not have done it without them. We are all employees of the county's Department of Neighborhood and Community Services. First, my colleague, Norma Lopez. Norma Lopez is a division director for the Inclusive Engagement and Targeted Interventions Division. We have 4 regional community developers also joining us today and part of the planning team. We have Katina Matthews. She's a community developer in Region 1, which is the south part of the county. Nandra Navarro, she is a community developer in the east part of the county, which is Region 2. Jennifer Henry Jones, she is a community developer in Region 3, which is North County. And also we have Mr. Paul Woods, a community developer in Region 4, which is kind of like the central part of the county. In addition, we have Robert Webster. He is a service area manager in the North County part of the county. Mr. Robert Grape, he's currently a director at the Lewinsville Senior Center, but is very much involved in community engagement in the Tysons area of the county. Tori Piper, she is our Zoom manager this morning, but she's also a operations manager in Region 2, the east part of the county. During the breakout sessions, a member of this team that I mentioned will either be facilitating the discussion or be the note taker, and just that for your awareness. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you that, again, for those who joined us a little bit later, I was mentioning in the beginning that we did send out a link to the participant questionnaire survey yesterday when you received the Zoom link. If you did not have the opportunity to complete that survey, we ask that you please take time later today to complete it. So the process for today, the agenda is we're going to have a short 10-minute presentation by APA, one of the APA employees, Mitchell Chris Bell, who's going to be presenting us a overview of the Dominion Square project and how the community center came to be or came to be included as part of the project, so you have context on that. After that, I will be also completing a 5-minute short presentation on what Neighborhood and Community Services offers and how we run our community center, so you just have some context before you prepare to engage in the feedback that we are seeking from you this morning. So first, I would like to hand it off to Mitchell, if you're here. The floor is yours for your presentation.
Right, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. Is it possible to allow me to share the screen so I can show oh, you've already got it, boom.
Yes, we got it.
All right, so hi, everyone. My name is Mitch Chris Bell. I'm a director of real estate development at the Arlington Partnership for Affordable Housing, but we're gonna have to change our name to Fairfax soon because we're really loving coming and participating in your beautiful community. So if you wanna just go to the next slide, please. So we have been around for over 30 years. We've built over 2,000 rental apartment homes at 18 properties, and we have hundreds more in development right now. And our mission really is to, develop and preserve really good affordable housing to give low-income people a great place to live. We also provide robust resident services for our community members, and we advocate with and for the people and communities we serve. And we started in Arlington, but we're now all over the DMV. This will be our 3rd project in Fairfax. We also have the Oakwood Senior Project over by Van Dorn Metro and the Braddock project at the Erickson campus at the former training center. We're also in Loudoun and Montgomery and DC and just really expanding everywhere. If you want to go to the next one, thank you. All right, so this project here really started as a partnership with the Fairfax County Redevelopment and Housing Authority. We kind of went out and found the land, got under a contract with the land seller to purchase this 2-acre site. It was owned by a group called Cars and was used as an overflow parking lot for the Honda dealership right there by the Spring Hill Metro Station. So along with the FCRHA, we got under contract to buy it and to build affordable housing on it. So if we want to go on, we can just show you. So on the right side here, where you see the little cul-de-sac, that's Spring Hill Road. If you know, it kind of goes from Route 7 just straight west down from Route 7 in the Spring Hill Metro. So the project will be 516 units of 100% affordable housing for families at the kind of 60% of area median income. So if you sort of put all the families in the area in a line and took the median family, we'll be serving people who are at 60% of that median. So that's kind of considered low income when we're talking about affordable housing. 60, 50, and 30. So we're really going to be serving some of the most in need folks in the area. And then it'll also include a 30,000 square foot community center, which the NCS team will talk more about. We're going to provide one-to-one parking. So every family will have a parking space, and then we'll also be providing 140 spaces for the use of the people coming to the community center. You can see the unit mix there of 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. And then we just listed kind of the financing that we're getting for this. We're using low income housing tax credits, which is kind of the standard way we build affordable housing in the United States. And we're also very grateful to the county for investment of blueprint funds. And we've got a big investment from the Amazon Housing Equity Fund, which enabled this project to go all at once. So that's a quick overview. Now let's see some pretty pictures of it. So coming down Spring Hill Road, this is what you might see. This may change as we go through the entitlement, or not the entitlement process, but the review process with the planning department. But you can see it's sort of one big massing, but we've broken it up so that it looks like it's different buildings. And there's a north tower, a south tower. All of them are about 20 stories. And then the community center at the bottom really has its own, physical identity with the red and the big glass walls. So it'll be very clear when you pull up, where the community center is versus where the residential is. If you want to scroll down a little more, you can see this kind of shows, on the next slide there. Thank you so much. This shows the entrance to the community center. Like I said, it'll be very clear, very prominent. And then this is down the block a little bit, a new road we're going to build. And that will be the residential entry there with that beautiful blue color. So, residents will be going in there, and there'll be a separate entrance for the community center. So we think it will work quite harmoniously. So we have some more pictures here of the rear perspective. So this is from the back side of the building. We're going to build a new road on the back with lots of streetscaping and benches. And then you can kind of see on the right side picture, that big red expanse kind of at the left side of the tower there. That is the edge of the gym. And we were thinking maybe a mural there or something might be nice. And you can also see here, it looks like it's all one big block from the front, but in the back, we've got this great big courtyard that will really be some fantastic outdoor space for the residents. And if you can go down, I think we have another picture that shows that. Yeah, so here you can see, again, there's the gym. And then to the left of the gym, you can see that little outdoor area that's kind of level with the sidewalk. That will be open space dedicated to the use of folks at the community center. So, we can do like a movie night, project a film on the wall there. There's like some stacked seating. Maybe you can, have a party. Like that's kind of what we want to hear today, is what people want to use the community center for. And then these other higher up courtyards, those will be for the 500 families living in the residential above. And you can see also here, like the community center is all the right side, the first 2 stories of the right side of the building there, and then the rest of it's the residential. So it's a really cool kind of co-location of 2 important uses for the community. All right, so our schedule, we're going through the permit process, the planning review process now, looking to start construction in the second half of next year and finish up by the middle of 2026. It's a pretty big project, so it'll take a little while to build. And that's both for the residential and community. So we're going to build it all at the same time. And I think maybe and there's just our contact info if you want to reach out. So I see in the chat here, there was maybe a question for me. Okay, so all of those are community center questions, Sally. I'll let the NCS team answer those. But Karen, do you want me to take questions about the residential right now?
Sure, we have a few minutes if anyone has questions for Mitchell.
Okay, so Melissa asked, who is the current architect? The architect is KGD, and they're on the call also to hear your feedback. They are a really well-renowned architect in the region, and they've done a lot of APA's other projects. So if you look on our website and look at like the Queen's Court building, that's the closest one that approximates this. Maybe I'll drop a link to that in the chat so you can check it out. But they make world-class design. Happy to answer other questions.
No, I was just, Mitch, this is Tom. So I can just introduce myself quickly. I'm Tom Donahue, and I'm one of the principals on the project for KGD. And I'm really leading the community center portion of the effort. We have other people that are leading the multifamily effort due to the complexity of the project. But, and here, happy to be here today and answer any questions.
Thank you, Tom. So Paula asked, regarding the residential units, what is projected to be the market rental rates? So first of all, they will not be market, they will be below market, right? They're going to be income restricted. So only families that make below that kind of low income level will be allowed to live there, and we'll be charging rents that are affordable at assuming that they pay 30% kind of their income toward rent. That will be how the rent is structured. So I hope that answers your question. I don't have the actual numbers right in front of me, and they change every year, so it'll be different by the time we open up the building.
And
I'm dropping a link to, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. No, I was going to ask our community developer, Jennifer, is ready to answer part of Sally's first question.
Good morning, everyone. So Ms. Horn asked a few preliminary questions. Oops. My thing just moved. Will this be the only community center in Tysons? That for now, that is this is the development that is in discussion. As I understand it, our community centers are based on the needs of the community. So as we assess, as the Human Services leadership assesses, if there are greater needs within the Tysons area or Hunter Mill district, then that will be discussed. In terms of how it compares to the previous Tysons Community Center proposal, unfortunately, none of us were involved with those previous discussions. However, the person who was the regional manager at the time and who was the point of contact for the proposed Capital One Center, he is now a division director in another area in our agency. And so Karen and I can touch base with him and to get an answer to that question. And we will put the answer on the project website.
Thank you. I wanted to follow up because when the view was in process of the approval process, former supervisor in the Providence district argued very, very strongly that in lieu of, I believe it was Fields, the developer could provide funding for something that would be a combination communities, if I remember correctly, community center / residence for affordable housing or workforce housing. Is this in addition to that, or is this in lieu of that? Is this on that site that was being discussed back then?
So I'm not super familiar with that background, but I can tell you that these units are not the fulfillment of any previous promise. These are just brand new, totally affordable units that are just like a bonus to the county. They're not fulfilling any obligation previously.
Okay, thank you. If you could put on the website, the folks who were speaking before, the relationship, if any, between this project and previous projects. And Mitchell, I do have a question for you. It's definitely not PC, but I want to ask it. When Tysons plan was being created back in 2010, and my familiarity with Tysons goes back that far, One of the things that was advocated for very, very strongly was that there not be single locations that were all affordable housing, out of concern about what ultimately might happen with them, that it was too big a concentration and could lead to some unhappy developments. How do you square that thinking with where with this, and what has been your experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the first point to make is that, well, we are delivering over 500 units of affordable housing at this one site. That's a very small percentage of the overall residential housing stock in this area. So it's not going to change, like the overall demographics of the area will be about the same as before. We're just providing an opportunity for low-income families to live in this like really wonderful Tysons area, right? So that's the first part. And then I think the second part, I think a lot of us have a memory of kind of the old public housing stock that were big towers that were really ugly, frankly, and poorly maintained, and didn't have strong operations. And that was really in my opinion, and a lot of researchers' opinion, that was the reason that those did not succeed, and that the families there, were not able to succeed, was because of the lack of ongoing investment in those properties. And the way that we build affordable housing now is really like a 180 from that. So first of all, we will be getting rents from these units. It's mostly kind of working families who will be paying rent, and with that rent, we'll be funding a really strong property management operations. I welcome anyone on this call to come out and visit one of our other properties in Arlington to see just how well maintained they are. You would walk by and think it was a market rate building. You'd have no idea it's affordable housing. And the other piece is the resident services. That earlier era of public housing just really did not have enough investment to help families with job training and English classes if they're learning English, like all these supports to help people to succeed economically and otherwise. And we have a 14-person resident services team in-house, and we set up partnerships with other agencies in every community that we go into. So I think that strong management we're going to have and the strong resident services will really help all of these families to succeed in this location. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning, it's a lot of families on one site, but kind of in the community that we're in, there really aren't any other big affordable housing developments. So this will be kind of spread among that. It's a very small percentage.
Thank you, Mitchell. At this time, looking at the time, because we do want to start our conversations regarding the feedback for the programs and services at the community center. We want to start that right at 11 o'clock. I'm going to take the next few minutes to do an overview of the Neighborhood and Community Services Department and the programs and services that we offer. So you have an idea how we run the other community centers in the county as you engage in the conversations for the Tysons Community Center. Thank you, Tori. If you go to the next slide. So the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services is part of the Health and Human Services work in Fairfax County. Our agency, also known as NCS, we provide recreational, educational, and developmental programs and services. And through the programs and services that we offer, we aim to promote the well-being of children, youth, individuals, families, and communities. How do we accomplish this? One way is by what we are doing today. We facilitate community engagement sessions to identify areas of need. Another way is by connecting and collaborating with residents, and we do this on an ongoing basis in our work daily. So we connect and we collaborate with residents and promote equity and to create positive outcomes for residents and people of all ages and abilities. On the next slide, you're going to see several hexagons. Each one represents a unit in our department. And this is how we come together with the community and collaborate and connect and engage. I'm not going to read every particular section here, but some examples just to give you an idea as to the work that we do here at NCS is we have a school readiness unit, we have a community teen and senior center units, community center social impact and county inclusive engagement unit. We have opportunity neighborhoods initiative, as well as coordinated service planning. Again, this is the bulk of the work that we do. It's a lot, but just wanted to give you like an idea of the work that we conduct here at NCS. So who are our customers? In a nutshell, our customers is the entire county, organizations and partners in the county, from children, youth, adults, older adults, families, community partners, nonprofits, community-based organizations, interfaith community. We engage, we connect, and we collaborate with the community and partners to provide responsive services based on the location of our centers in the county. Just to give you an idea what we offer at some of our centers in the county. These are just examples, just to give you an idea. This is not in any way trying to persuade you to, based on the feedback that you're going to be engaging in the community, in the engagement sessions next. But at some of our community centers in the county that we have currently, examples for family, kids and youth are, we have out of school time camps, spring, summer and winter camps. We have our school age childcare program here at NCS. We have computer clubhouses that promote STEM activities. We have families, arts and craft, open teen family gym time, Lego club, yoga for all, family bingo, family Zumba, etc. In addition, we have programs for all older adult population that include fitness, could be Zumba, arthritis classes, brain fitness, art, music, technology, etc. Through these programs and services, they're safe, structured environments for individuals of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds to learn, play, and engage with the community around them. These are some of the pictures that to give you an idea, as well as to some of the examples that I mentioned for our out-of-school time programs, elementary school, middle, and high school program. See here in these pictures, you see some of the programs for our older adults population that offer opportunities for them to remain active physically, intellectually, creatively, and socially within their community. The next set of pictures are some of our youth and teens programs and services that we offer some of our centers. In addition, the center space is available for county residents to reserve for community engagement meetings, clubs, classes, or even social gatherings. Currently, we have 14 senior centers in the county, 14 centers, and 9 community centers. So with the addition of the Tysons Community Center, it will be our 10th community center that we will include in our work at NCS. So the purpose for today, for meeting with you, with the community today, is to offer, have an opportunity to obtain feedback or ideas, for suggestions, for recommendations as to what you want to see at the future community center in Tysons. What kind of services would you like to see at this center, and what is the vision that you have that you would like to see at in Tysons, and how does this community center in Tysons will support that vision? And the last slide that I have, I believe, are just additional resources. We have a county website if you want to read further as to the work that we do at NCS. If you want to have more ideas as to the activities that we do, we have we upload every center completes a monthly calendar of events and services. You are more than welcome to go into our county website and see some of those examples as to what's happening at the other centers. And then the county website that we have created for this community centers engagement sessions that I mentioned earlier, I also included that link here on the web. On the link, I'm sorry. So next, I'm going to invite our community developer, Jennifer Henry Jones, to introduce us to the community engagement sessions and to explain the process and what to expect next. So Jennifer.
Thanks, Karen. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Jennifer Henry Jones. I'm the community developer in the northern part of the county. And now we get to the good part. So in a few minutes, we are going to all be sorted into breakout rooms. You'll get to meet our facilitation team. We're going to do icebreakers so we get to know each other a little bit better, and then spend about 30 minutes talking about walking you through the center with visuals, and then hearing what you all would like to see there in terms of programs and services. At the end of that session, we are all going to come back to the main room where we'll hear a 1-minute report out, and then we will talk about next steps. So at this time, Tori, could you please sort us? And we hope that you have fun in your breakout sessions, and we'll see you in about 40 minutes. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
The group one, we had a lot of good feedback for all three questions. Just to start out real quick with the icebreaker, we had Tom, Cora, Terry, Dee, and Gray in our group. Everyone is Fairfax County residents. Tom's Bailey's. His community is very collective. We had Cora, who's Herndon, and she's a student in Fairfax County. Her community is very close and supportive. Terry lives in McLean and kind of really focuses on the community-based office services. We had Dee from Tysons, and community is very focused on diverse backgrounds and very focused on pop and dancing. Then we have Gray from Tysons and Wolf Trap area, and he's really focused on just community engagement, education, and working at the Rotary Club. Question one was pertain to program services and activities for lower level. We had a real big nutrition, healthy eating focus for our multi-purpose rooms, dance classes, rentals for our multi-purpose rooms, mentoring for youth and opportunities, computer education was a big one. Sports activities, especially focused on our gym, and really trying to maybe develop an area where we can have education on how our local government officials work, to educate the community, just how our local government works in general, how it functions, and how folks can be engaged with their community leaders and government leaders.
Excuse me, Rob.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that we get to hear everyone before we get to 12-minute mark. So
Sorry.
thank you. That's okay. Thank you for
problem.
sharing. If we could hear from group 2, 1 minute.
Was that our group? I don't
No,
know. I don't know my group.
I
number, so-
probably, since no one else is speaking,
I'm
pay
sorry.
attention.
I mean, I'll go ahead and give up. So we had a really vibrant group. We had Steve, we had Martha, Hilda. I hope I didn't say your name wrong. Muhammad and Yoon and John and Fabian. We had some good feedback. John described his neighborhood as being exciting. Martha said that she likes the variety in the neighborhood, and Steve Whitman said that his community is ever changing. We had some of the similar feedback that Rob got, but we had lessons and clinics for youth, not for them just to go in the open gym, but just them to have an opportunity to learn how to play different sports. Gymnastics, civic group meetings, Toastmasters. They like to see those in our multi-purpose rooms. We had nightlife. They would like to see a nightlife, community theater, yoga and Pilates, music classes for kids that Rob mentioned, kids cooking, which is along the lines of nutrition, and language access with signs, making sure that all populations are able to read the signs and understand what's going on in the community centers. Art rooms with the kiln, so that there's some art activities in the center, and a walking path, like a track or something in the facility for community members to walk indoors. And then with question number 3 for the outdoor space, there was mention of community garden, an urban garden, utilizing that space for urban gardening. And that was pretty much all of the feedback, other than, we had some of the similar answers that Rob Grape's group had as well.
Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
And if we could hear from group 3.
Okay, that would be me and Nandrit. The participants on group, Mitchell, Salem, Melissa, Sally, and Paula. We did have a mixture of really some county agency representatives and a few community members. So that was something that was mentioned that they would like to see more as we move forward. I would say some of the descriptions were diverse in terms of the community and a commitment to inspiring and meeting the needs and adjusting to the community residents in terms of how they would describe their communities, and making it a nice place to work, live, and play. So we talked about programming. Specifically, they're going to see more programming around for 0 through 6 or infant and toddler community, and being able to connect them to services, making it a welcome and inclusive environment. They thought it was very critical that as we move forward, that we do more outreach to the different diverse communities, and McLean Community Center specifically, mix of programs in the gym and throughout, again, meeting the needs of the demographics of the community. Hopefully that we be flexible in our programming as we move forward. So even if we do one thing for the first couple of years, being open to change. Cooking classes in the kitchen area, senior activities was something that they stress, book clubs, movies, things of that nature. In the gym, pickleball, bicycle, trots, strollers, soccer, making sure that we have enough kind of mats for children to play on as their parents bring them, and they could do classes like that. Audio visual projector room for like music and movies. Talked about art and music, maybe theater. Outside space, one of the main things they talked about is that green space. Perhaps that could be leveled off, so that could be maybe used for more, maybe picnic area or space where people can spread out, because there is no type of shading or space out there in outside area 2 that's connected adjacent to the community center.
Excuse me, Mr. Woods. I'm
Yes.
sorry, you're over your minute.
All right.
But all of
Voting and polling place too. Voting and polling.
Thank you. Thank you. All of the comments will be posted on the website. So don't feel that if we didn't hear it here today, that you won't hear what was discussed in the other groups. We're going to make sure to put everything on the website. We hope that you enjoyed the session today. We are so happy that you dedicated almost over 2 hours to be with us this morning to give us input as to what you would like to hear at the center. Our promise to you is that this will not be the last time that you hear from us. NCS is hyper focused, and I will say does an excellent job about really keeping in touch with our residents in the neighborhood. And so again, our promise to you is that we are going to be working hand in hand with you as this project develops, and being very transparent and making sure that you are kept up to date with any updates. As you all know, we have 2 more engagement sessions taking place next Thursday, the 21st, and the following Thursday, the 28th. Next Thursday is another virtual session from 6:30 to 8:30. And on the 28th, we'll be meeting in person at the park at Tysons Corner from 6:30 to 8:30. So if you would like to come back again to give us more information, more feedback, or if you would like to share that with your friends and family members, please do so. We would love to hear from them. Following this later today, you will receive an email from me that will contain the slides that you saw this morning, along with a feedback survey. Please, please, please fill out that survey, because we want to use your feedback to see how we did today, and then also if we need to tweak and make any changes so that we can have a rich experience for the upcoming sessions. And again, we will also include the link to the project, so that that will be a place for you to reference should there be any updates. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Karen.
Just wanted to thank everyone for echo a lot of things that Jennifer said. Thank you for coming this morning and meeting with us. Look forward to the next community engagement sessions. If you would like to come back, welcome that, or if you want to spread the word, please. We welcome that to include a youth, our young population. We would love to engage with them as well. Age really doesn't matter to us as long as there's good feedback and they want to share with us. So if you have any that you would like to share with that population, we welcome that as well. So thank you so much. I did post the link again to the county's website, to the community engagement sessions, where you will see this recording posted there along with the PowerPoint slide that I presented earlier this morning. And with that, I want to thank everyone, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.